Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first round of the playoffs here tonight between the Crusaders of Kapaun Carmel and the Grizzlies of Northwest. We are here at Northwest High School for week one of the playoffs. The Grizzlies coming in at the 1 seed after an impressive 8-0 season, and the Crusaders coming in as the 16 seed after a 2-6 season. However, Crusaders coming off of a big win last week as we saw them take down Heights in triple overtime. An exciting win for the Crusaders to get them going here for their first playoff matchup against Northwest, who they played earlier this year, losing 45-0. Crusaders put up a good fight defensively, but the Grizzly offense was just too much. Julius Bolden, number 5, running for 4 touchdowns as the Grizzlies overpowered the Crusaders in that one, winning 45-0. Tonight, Crusaders will kick off first. The Grizzlies will receive. Crusaders defer to the second half. And we are just about ready to get underway here tonight. And Schmitz's kick is underway, and it will go through the back of the end zone. It will be a touchback. Grizzlies will set up at the 20-yard line. Tonight, Jackson Besdick here on the call, the voice of the Crusaders for football. As Crusaders coming in as the 16 seed, even after had a good win last week, just didn't have enough wins earlier in the season, only winning their first week matchup against Southeast. And the point differential just didn't work out for them, and they ended up with the 16 seed and now have to play Northwest. A high-powered offense, only with one close game all year, week 1 against Carroll, just squeaking it out. And pretty much every other game for the Grizzlies was a blowout. As quarterback Reagan Jones will lead the Grizzlies onto the field here, he will hand the ball off up the middle to start the game. And that will go in for about a gain of 7. Jamar Martin on the carry there for the Grizzlies, getting his first touch of the game. 2nd and 3. Reagan's going to take it to the left side by himself. He's got a lot of room to run. He breaks it upfield, but is just tripped up right around the 43-yard line. That will be a first down Northwest. 2 plays in, and the Grizzlies already have their first down, as they like to be a run-and-gun team. They are a very high-powered, high-paced offense. Jones will hand it off up the middle once again. And he keeps it himself. He's going to break it out to the right side. As all of the Crusaders bit to the inside, Jones kept it himself, broke it out to the right, picked up a solid gain of 5. Not even 1 minute into the game, the Grizzlies already have 3 plays off, soon to be 4, already 1 first down. This time Jones does hand it off. It's going to the left side and is tripped up. A good tackle there in the backfield for the Crusaders. As Doolittle makes a tackle for the Crusaders, his first of the night. And now that sets up a 3rd and 6 for Northwest. Still no huddle. Now they will look to the sideline for an audible as they try to get the Crusaders to jump off sides there. Jones take the snap. It'll be a direct keeper. He's going left again. He has a lot of room to run again. Good blocking by the Northwest O-line. And he will get past the 40-yard line of the Crusaders for another Northwest first down. Already 2 on the night, a minute and a half into the game. Grizzlies get right back on the ball, ready to go once again. Another keeper for Jones. This time he's tripped up in the backfield and fall forward for a few more yards. As this is what the Grizzlies have done all year and what they did with Crusaders the first time they played him. Crusaders held up pretty well on defense, but just couldn't. It's hard to stay out there on the field the whole time as the offense is going fast-paced. It's hard for the defense to keep up. And they let their guard down near the second half, and the Grizzlies put up some points on them. Jones keeps it again, this time going up the middle. And it looks like he will get a first down. Yes, he does. The third first down of the Grizzlies already tonight, and they have the ball inside the 30 of the Crusaders. And there's going to be a flag on the play as the Crusader D-line jumped off sides. And that'll be 1st and 5 now for Northwest. It's now 1st and 5 from the Cape and 24 for Northwest. As Northwest not messing around already. As it's going to be an end-around handoff to the left side, and he has lots of room to run. And he will stroll into the end zone for an already Northwest touchdown. 6-0 Grizzlies. 9:34 left to go in the first quarter. And the Crusaders already face a deficit. Julius Bolden with another touchdown against the Crusaders, his 5th of the year against Kapaun. And the PAT is up and good. Northwest already has a 7-0 lead on the Crusaders. 9:34 left to go in the first quarter. So the Grizzlies came out and straight up punched the Crusaders right in the mouth right away, shoving it down their throats and putting up 7 points right away. 9:34 left to go in the first quarter, meaning it didn't even take them 3 minutes to drive all 80 yards down the field. Now Northwest will kick it away for the Crusaders, and Kapaun will have their first drive of the night. That whole drive was just smash-mouth football for the Grizzlies, as Reagan Jones did not even attempt a pass play. They ran the ball 80 yards down the field, and the Crusaders could not stop them. The kick is away, and it'll be fielded around the 15, bobbled, sheds a tackler. Now he's going to try and take it down the right sideline. He will be pushed out of bounds. Andrew Chapman on the return for the Crusaders. And the Crusaders will set up 1st and 10 inside of the 20 at the 19-yard line. Andrew Jamino back there for the Crusaders at quarterback once again. His first time playing quarterback for the Crusaders was on this field in Week 3 against the East High Aces. This time he will hand it off up the middle, and that is going to go absolutely nowhere as the Grizzlies' front 7 was in the Crusader backfield immediately after the snap. That'll set up a 2nd and 13 for Kapaun now. Estivo on the run for the Crusaders, his first of the night. Jamino back in the shotgun set, 2 receivers each side of him. He's going to take the snap. He's going to roll left. He's looking to throw. He's going to throw across his body. He's got a man downfield. He's got it. He's at the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Kapaun Crusaders. And Kapaun answers right back with a touchdown of their own. Crusaders responding right away with a touchdown on their second play of the night. as Jamino rolled to his left and hit his man down the field in stride on the left sideline. And Crusaders now cut the lead to 1. If Schmitz can put in another PAT, that will tie the game right away. The Grizzlies sideline is absolutely stunned right now, as the first play from scrimmage went for -3 yards. Schmitz's PAT is indeed good. Grizzlies thought they would just run away with this game, as their sideline is motionless right now. As after the first play, they thought they could have their way with the Crusaders. But Kapaun came right out with a pass play that went for 84 yards and a touchdown. Crusaders tie the game at 7, 8:42 left to go in the first quarter. That is Kapaun's first touchdown against Northwest on the year, getting shut out by him the first meeting. And now Northwest is going to have to come out with an answer to this. As if they want to run away with this game in a blowout like they want to, they will have to come out and actually put some plays together, as now they're put on their heels a little bit there by the Crusaders. Schmitz's kick is an onside kick, and the Crusaders fall on it. As the kick did not go 10 yards, a Grizzlies player tried to fall on it. He hit it, and the Crusaders were right there to pick it up. Crusaders will take over 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line. What a turn of events to start the game. Northwest came out and ran the ball down the Crusaders 80 yards down the field for an easy touchdown. Crusaders come out, lose 3 yards on their first play, then score a touchdown, then recover an onside kick. And now they have 1st and 10 at their own 47. That last touchdown, I think, went to Logan Woodward. Couldn't really tell, no offense to my boys, but they're all skinny and they're all wearing long white sleeve shirts, so it's hard to tell who's who. I'm assuming that was Woodward, though, judging by the way he ran, because I know how he runs. But that play for the Crusaders is going to go for another loss of yards, just like they started the drive last time. Another 2nd and 13 here for the Crusaders. Worked out well last drive. Let's see what they come back with here. This Grizzly fan section is absolutely stunned. Right after their first touchdown, they were jumping around, band was playing. Now all of a sudden there's silence on this side of the field. Jamino back in the shotgun, 2 receivers each side. He's going to roll out to his right, fake the pitch, now take it up the middle, and he's going to get a good gain of about 4. That'll be 3rd and 9 for Kapaun now. So 3rd down here for the Crusaders. This time they're going to send trips out to Jamino's right. Jamino with a hard count and tries to get the Grizzlies to jump offside. They don't. Now Jamino's dropping back. He's going to scramble. He's going to his left. He's looking left. Can't find anybody. He's going to throw it down the field, and it is incomplete, as the original route that Jamino was looking for was not there. So he tried to make something happen rolling out to his left and could not find anybody downfield. And now it'll be a 4th and 8 for Kapaun. Crusaders will be in punt formation, as Kennedy will be back there to boot it away for the Crusaders. Kennedy doing a nice job punting these last 2 games, pinning a couple balls inside the 5 against St. James. and a couple of good 40-plus yard punts last game. And Northwest had nobody back for him. Crusaders are going to try and down it before it gets to the end zone, and they get there in time. And Northwest will take over at their own 1-yard line. Another beautiful punt there from Kennedy. And the Crusader punt team does a nice job of getting down the field and downing it at the 1. So the Grizzly offense hurries back onto the field as they try to get going right away, get their no-huddle offense going right away. Jones will try and take it to the left side on a designed quarterback run. He's going to get a couple yards. Dulo with another tackle for the Crusaders. That'll set up a 2nd and 8 for Northwest from their own 4-yard line. Jones has 2 receivers to his right. He's going to sling it over there. Nobody was over there to guard him. And now he's going to break down the field. He's got a man coming after him. He's at the 45. He cuts across the field, now the 50. He's going to try and reverse fields again, but is brought down near the 45-yard line. As Jones noticed, he had 2 receivers to his right, and only 1 corner was over there for the Crusaders. Jones slung it over to the right side, and he broke it for a big gain. Now Northwest is 1st and 10 from the Kapaun 45-yard line. Jones hands it off up the middle. This is the same play that got them the touchdown the first time. As a Julius Bolden end around this time, Crusaders jump on him, but not after he picks up another Northwest first down. 1st and 10 Grizzlies from the Kapaun 33-yard line. Jones this time, he'll hand it off up the middle, and he'll break a tackle, and now he's at the 10, he's at the 5, and he will stroll into the end zone once again. Julius Bolden with another Grizzly touchdown as the Grizzlies answer right back, taking a 13-7 lead, 5:52 left to go in the first quarter. Grizzly offense was not fazed by the Grizzly defense shutting down the first drive. The Grizzly defense did a nice job of, after the Crusaders recover the onside kick, stopping him, forcing a 3-and-out. And now the Grizzlies go 98 yards down the field to put up a touchdown. Very impressive drive. And now Art will be on to add the extra point. And his PAT is straight through the middle. Northwest takes a 14-7 lead. 5:52 left to go in the first quarter. Aren't on to kick it away for the Grizzlies. Chapman and Kennedy back to receive it for the Crusaders. As the Grizzlies took no time in getting 98 yards down the field, as they had 2 big plays, one going for 55 and the touchdown going for 33. As this fast-paced offense only took 1 minute to go 98 yards. After each play, they're running to the line of scrimmage, trying to get the next play off. And Chapman will receive the kick once again. This time there's a little room to run. He's going to break it up the middle, and he's going to get across the 30 before he's brought down by a couple of Grizzlies. And Kapaun will have 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line. Jamino coming back out in the shotgun. He has Kennedy with him in the backfield. and two receivers to his left. Jones to his right on the near side. He's going to send his tight end in motion, but there's going to be a flag before the snap, and the Crusaders will be heading backwards. So now it is 1st and 15, Crusaders from the 26. Interesting to see how the Crusader offense will respond to this, as they were forced into 3 and out last time. And now the defense giving up another fast touchdown. The offense is right back onto the field. They need to answer with at least some good field position here. Don't necessarily need a score, but they need to show the Grizzly defense that they're here to stay for the rest of the game. Jamino's going to sling it out to Kennedy to the left side. Kennedy is going to be swarmed by Grizzlies, and he is brought down deep in the backfield. As that screen pass did not go for much, it'll be 2nd and long for Kapaun. Usually we see the Kapaun defense being the one that outshines the Kapaun offense, as we've seen a lot of games this year where a lot of Kapaun shutouts with the defense playing well, not giving up more than about 20 points we've seen. But here tonight, the Kapaun defense does not have an answer for Northwest offense at all, and the Kapaun offense already putting a touchdown on the board. Let's see how they respond to Northwest scoring once again. Jamino, empty set in the backfield, another flag before the snap. This time it is a delay of game. Jamino does not get the snap off in time, and the Crusaders will be headed back 5 more yards. It's now a 2nd, even longer for Kapaun. They're going to come out in the same formation here. Jamino will take the snap, 5-step drop. He's blitzed once again, and this time he cannot evade the Northwest defensive line as he is brought down in the backfield. The Northwest first sack of the night. And that'll be 3rd and quite a few for Kapaun coming up here, as it's hard to sack Jamino. We saw him got sacked 0 times last week, but he was rushed a lot of times. He was rushed out of the pocket pretty much every play in overtime against Heights, as he made some incredible throws down the stretch for the Crusaders, finding multiple guys in the end zone in those overtime periods. This time he cannot evade the Northwest D-line, and he gets sacked for a loss of 7, 3rd and 30 for Kapaun. Jamino will send Kennedy in motion. He's going to take a 3-step rock. He's immediately blitzed. He's going to have to run out to the right side. He's trying to look for somebody, and he's going to be brought down near the goal line. And they're going to say he's down right at the 1. As rolling to his right, Jamino, a left-hander, it's hard for him to set his feet and get a throw off. And as he tried to, the Grizzlies were all over him, 5 of them chasing Jamino. And Andrew had nothing to do but just cover the ball and try not to get a safety, as the Crusaders will be forced to punt from their own 2-yard line with a 4th and 39 approaching them. Kennedy gets the punt off and will be taken inside the Crusaders' 40-yard line. He's going to try and break it out to the right side, spins off of a tackler, loses the ball, but a Grizzly falls right on it. Malcolm Bell on the return for the Grizzlies. But a Northwest player falls on it, and Northwest will have 1st and 10 from about the 33-yard line of Kapaun. Jones takes a snap. First pass play of the night. Just kidding. He's going to run it, and he's going to take it up the middle, makes a guy miss, and he's brought down at the 20-yard line. Jackson Powers on the tackle for the Crusaders, but not after another first down from Northwest. Northwest 1st and 10 from the Kapaun 20, looking to strike once again. Jones will hand it off up the middle this time, but the Crusaders are all over it. as Julius Bolden is finally brought down by the Crusaders. This time doesn't pick up any. A 2nd and 10 now for the Grizzlies. Coming down on 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Jones sends a man in motion. He'll look him. He's got him open in the end zone. And the pass is caught for a Northwest touchdown. Number 15, Zion Jones for the Grizzlies, comes down with it. As there is a flag in the backfield, however. And Reagan Jones is staying on the field. It looks to be against the Grizzlies, as the PAT unit is now brought off the field. So an illegal formation penalty on the Grizzlies will move them back. It'll now be 2nd and 15 from the 25-yard line. That touchdown nullified by the penalty, as that was Jones' first pass attempt of the night. And what would have been a touchdown to Zion Jones is now a 2nd and 15 from the 25-yard line. Jones drops back to pass. It's going to be a screen pass to the left side. He has some room to run down the left side, and he is in the end zone. Caleb Coleman on the reception for the Grizzlies strolls into the end zone untouched, and that is another Northwest touchdown. That time, that was Jones' first pass attempt of the night, and it still does go for a touchdown. 20-7 Grizzlies, 1:42 left to go in the first quarter. Arndt's PAT is good once again. Northwest takes a 21-7 lead over Kapaun. 1:42 left to go in the first quarter. So if your car at home, if you don't think it smells as good as it could be, well, what you should do is call Mark Bates at First Impressions. Use that phone number at the top right corner of your screen, 619-7444, and Mark Bates will get your car smelling great. That's 619-7444. Arndt's kick is away, and it'll be taken just inside the 20 of the Crusaders. He will try and bring it out. He'll get it past the 30-yard line, as Kapaun will have 1st and 10 past their own 30 once again. So the Crusaders will have 1st and 10 at their own 31. As now the Crusaders seem to be on their heels a little bit, as Northwest has ran it right down the field again 2 times in a row. Now the Crusaders trail by 2 touchdowns. Let's see how this offense responds. Haven't seen much offensive explosiveness since the 84-yard touchdown. Jamino's going to roll out to his left. He's looking to throw. Thinks he has man down the right side, but it falls incomplete, as the Grizzlies cornerback almost jumped the route and picked it off, only deflecting it, causing it to fall incomplete. 2nd and 10 for the Crusaders. Jamino will now come out with 2 receivers to each side of him. He'll call an audible at the line of scrimmage. Now motions to his receivers. He'll take the snap. It's a designed handoff for Jamino. He will try and run it up the middle, and he's only going to get about a couple yards on that one. So that will now set up a 3rd and 7 for Kapaun from their own 34. Coming down on 1 minute left to go in this first quarter. Crusaders struggling to find any momentum on offense since that first Jamino to Woodward touchdown. Crusaders will have trips to the left this time. Jones on the near side. Jamino take the snap, drop back. He's blitzed once again, and he is going to be brought down in the backfield for a 3rd Grizzly sack on the night, as the Northwest Grizzly defense already has three sacks in the first quarter, as there's now under 30 seconds left to go in the first. And it'll be interesting to see if the Crusaders will have to punt this one away. The game clock is 0.5 seconds ahead of the play clock, so they could run it down all the way and take this into the second quarter. And that looks to be what they will do. Not a lot of urgency looking from the Crusaders. So the Crusaders decide to take a timeout with 2 seconds left to go in the first quarter, and they will face a 4th and 11 from their own 30 when they come back. So the Crusaders come back onto the field. The reason for that timeout, in my assumption, I guess, is the wind is blowing with Kennedy right now. And so if you change sides before you get the punt off, now Kennedy's punting into the wind. But instead here, he'll be punting with the wind. So you've already seen him pin it down at the Grizzlies' 2-yard line already tonight. This punt is away, and it will be fielded at about the 32, as there is a big block from Northwest in the back. No flag on the play, and it will be brought out to about the 45-yard line. So going into the second quarter, Northwest will have 1st and 10 from their own 44, and they lead it 21-7. Both teams will come back onto the field to start the second quarter here. Northwest leads at 21-7 over Kapaun, as 2 Julius Bolden running touchdowns and 1 Reagan Jones passing touchdown puts the Grizzlies on the board, as this first carry of the second quarter will go for about 9. Ethan Stuhlsatz on the tackle for the Crusaders. 2nd and 1 now for Northwest. Crusaders' scoring drive consisted of a loss of 3 and an 84-yard touchdown from Andrew Jamino to Logan Woodward. Crusaders came out, tied that game 7-7, then recovered an onside kick Jones is looking to throw it. He's going to be brought out, and he's going to have to scramble. He gets across the first down marker, makes 3 men miss. Now he's running down the right side. He's at the 25, he's at the 20, now he's at the 15, and he'll be shoved out of bounds at the 10-yard line. There is a flag. This will more than likely be a block in the back. And another flag is thrown after the play. And then another flag is thrown. Flags are going everywhere, as this will probably be unsportsmanlike conduct against Northwest, because Zion Jones, number 15, tried to kick the flag after it was thrown. That's not the move you want to go with if you're on the field, because the refs do not like that. I'm assuming that's what the third flag was for. I don't know what the second was for. Someone probably said something. The first is probably for a block in the back. So my guess is we're correct, as that instead of Reagan Jones getting to the 10-yard line on a nice run, Northwest will lose 40 yards on the play after a holding for 10 yards, a sportsmanlike conduct for 15, and another unsportsmanlike conduct for another 15. That will equal a loss of 40. As I was correct, you cannot try and kick the flag after the ref throws it. That is a penalty. And you also can't curse at the ref. I'm assuming that's what happened, because his mouth was jawing and the ref was just not having it. So it'll be a second and probably pretty long, I would guess, if you're losing 40 yards. So Northwest gets a first down here because the block in the back, the holding call, was not in after Jones picked up the first down. As now this play, flags are again going everywhere. Tempers are definitely flaring on the field between the teams, as there's 2 more flags thrown during this play. So the holding call goes from the spot of the foul. That moved them back 10 yards from that spot. Then they went 30 yards from wherever that was. So with the ball at the 38. So now another holding call for Northwest will push him back a couple more. So a 1st and 25 after a dead ball in sportsmanlike conduct and a couple of holdings. Jones will swing it out to his right. The pass will be caught, and Kennedy will bring down Zion Jones. So now to be a 2nd and 12 for Northwest. And a couple more flags. This time it looks to be offsides on Kapaun. So now it is 2nd and 7 for Northwest at their own 41. Coming down on 10:30 left to play in the first half. Jones hands it off to the right side. He's tripped up. And Martin's only going to get a couple on that one. It'll be 3rd and 2 now for Northwest. That was a lot to take in. So that penalty occurred near the 25-yard line, the holding call, as Jones is going to pick up a first down and more. He'll be brought down near the 45. And another first down for Northwest. So that holding call was called near the 25, near the 20-yard line, so that pushed him back. And then the unsportsmanlike conduct penalties was a dead ball penalty, so Northwest already has a first down on that. So this just moves him back 30 more yards from the spot of the holding call. And that's why it was 1st and 10 for Northwest in that situation. But then another holding call pushed him back even more. So then it was just 1st and long. Now it's 1st and 10 from the Kapaun 45. As Jones is going to run it up the middle here, breaks 2 tackles, and Kennedy brings him down. And he will get a first down. So now Northwest has a 1st and 10 from the Kapaun 35. The Grizzlies done a nice job responding to all of those penalties, 4 against them in a span of 2 plays. And now they're back in business here as Jones is going to drop back. He's going to throw it. He's looking end zone. He just overthrows his receiver. As Jones is the intended receiver once again. So now Northwest will face a 2nd and 10 from the Kapaun 35-yard line. Jones is going to run the speed option. He's going to fake the pitch, but will be brought down by George Tralia. So it'll be a 3rd and 7 for Northwest here from the Kapaun 32, as Crusaders did a nice job of kind of halting the Northwest offense in some sorts. After an incomplete pass and only a gain of 3, Jones is going to be blitzed. He's just going to spike it near the ground. Good pressure there from Doug Bates as he got to Jones very quickly. Bates threw him to the ground after the play. Northwest fans didn't like that, but it looked to be a clean hit from Bates, as I guess he just hit Jones too hard, so Northwest didn't like that. But Jones spiked it to the ground near in the vicinity of the Northwest running back, so it's not an intentional grounding. Now it'll be a 4th and 7 for Northwest. Try to get the Crusaders to jump offsides once again. Crusaders do not. Jones looks towards the sideline, gets the audible. Now he will take the snap. He's looking to his left. Now he's looking middle. Now he's blitzed again, and he's rushed out of the pocket. He'll throw it. He has the man wide open. 1st down for Northwest, as the Kapaun corner thought that Jones had crossed the line of scrimmage and went to go bring him down, but Jones was still just a yard behind the line of scrimmage, still eligible to throw the ball, and hit his man wide open at the 20-yard line. 1st down for Northwest at the 18-yard line. So Kapaun cannot stop them on the 4th and 7. A pitch to the right, and a couple of broken tackles will put Northwest with 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. Jamar Martin with the carry there. Stuhlsatz with the tackle. Stuhlsatz did a nice job of getting to the Northwest running backs, and the front 7 can't quite bring him down. This time Jones keep it. He's hit in the backfield, but he will fall forward for a couple more yards. It'll be a 2nd and goal now for Northwest. Coming down on 8 minutes left to go in this first half. Jones will send a man in motion, send him to the right side, look for a run to the right. It is a run to the right, and it is a touchdown for Northwest. This time, Jamar Martin on the carry for the Grizzlies puts it in the end zone. Northwest now leads at 27-7. So Jones sending that tight end in motion from the left to the right, indicated the Grizzlies would probably run to the right. They do, and Martin punches it in from 4 yards out for another Northwest touchdown. Arn's 4th PAT of the night is good, and Northwest takes a 28-7 lead. 8:03 left to go in the first half. Arndt set to kick it away for the Grizzlies here. Crusaders now down 3 touchdowns, set to receive it. And it will go into the end zone for a touchback. as all kicks to that side have gone for a touchback, as that is where the wind is going. So Kapaun will have 1st and 10 from their own 20, 8:03 left to go in the first half. As the Grizzlies put together a pretty impressive drive last time out, as they were faced with the loss of many, many yards on 4 penalties in a row. They overcame those and seemingly drove down the field twice, as the first time was brought back. Next time, they did put it in the end zone for a touchdown. Jamar Martin with the carry from 4 yards out. Now the Crusader offense will try and respond here, as they have been in a bit of a rut since their first score. And another flag before the snap. And another delay of game against the Crusaders. Now it'll be 1st and 15 from the 15. Jamino fakes the handoff over the middle, slings it out to the left side, and finds freshman Will Ancio for the reception. Ancio is hit hard as he gets to about the 21-yard line. That'll set up a 2nd and 9 for Kapaun. Ancio, a freshman, catching one of the 2-point conversions last week, as that was his first reception of his Kapaun Mount Carmel career. And it was a memorable one because they ended up winning the game for the Crusaders in the end in the 3rd overtime period. Jamino takes a snap. Now he fires to his right. Pass is caught once again, and it would get just near the 1st down marker. This time it's Cale Curtis with the reception for the Crusaders. And Curtis will get it out to the 29-yard line. It'll be a 3rd and 1 for Kapaun. Crusaders did a nice job. They picked up 14 yards in those 2 plays. Now just need to get it 1 yard, punch it across the 1st down marker, and move those chains, something they haven't done in a while. Just under 7 minutes left to play in the first half. Jamino will fire a quick pass over the middle. It is just over the outstretched arms of Ancio, and it'll now be 4th and 1 for Kapaun. As you would hope, the Crusaders would want to go for it here, as they're already down 3 scores. Grizzlies, Kapaun defense does not have an answer for them. The Grizzlies they're looking like they'll just drive it down the field anyway, as they haven't even been in punt formation all night. But Kennedy is back to punt it for Kapaun. We do know that the Crusaders are not shy of the fake punt play. They've executed 5 times throughout the year. And Coach Edelhart will call a timeout here to talk it over with his team as they try to get the Grizzlies to jump off sides. But just before the play clock ran down, Crusaders call a timeout. So it is 4th and 1 from their own 29. Crusaders back onto the field. They look like they will go for it here, as Jamino is in at quarterback, and there is another whistle. As Kapaun calls another timeout, their 2nd in a row, as they've now used all 3 of their timeouts, as I guess they wanted to relook at something. Now they're back right onto the field. So 4th and 1 Crusaders. They still look like they're going for it. Jamino in the shotgun. Send Kennedy out in motion to his left. Jamino is blitzed right away, but he gets the throw off. But unfortunately, it wasn't intended for anybody in particular. It falls incomplete, and Northwest will take over 1st and 10 from the Cape and 29-yard line. Although he did not pick up the first down there, I think at this point you might as well go for it. I think that was the right move because if you punt it away, Grizzlies probably get it at their own 40, and they're more than likely, with the way they've been playing all night, at the Cape and 29 and only a couple of plays, so at least you give yourself a chance there. Jones will pitch it to his right this time, and he'll break it up the middle. There's going to be a holding, however, as he will get inside the 10, but this will be brought back more than likely. As that holding call will move the Grizzlies back 10 yards from the spot of the foul. .6:27 left to go here in the first half. Grizzlies lead the Crusaders by 21 points. Jones will send Bolden out in motion to his right. Bolden will line up in the slot. Jones drops back. He's blitz. He's rolling out to his right. Makes a man miss. Makes another man miss. And will try and break a tackle, but is strung down by Charlie Frisch. As there is yet another holding call on Northwest. As Northwest fans are now getting upset with all of these holding calls. So now Northwest will have 1st and a few. Jones tries to get him to jump off sides. They don't. Jones calls an audible sent in from the sideline. He will keep it himself again and try and run up the middle, pick up a gain of a couple. Jones not been shy of keeping it himself on those read options. He's kept it more times than he's given it. Most of the runs to Bolden and Martin have been design runs for him. As Jones feels like he can make more happen himself than his running backs can, and he's done a good job of it tonight, picking up a good chunk of yards already. Now it is 2nd and 26 for Northwest. Jones will drop back to pass this time, but instead he's going to run it once again, and he's strung down. And there is an injured Crusader down on the field. Doug Bates, the man down for the Crusaders, gets up and now runs to the sideline. He seems to be okay. He was the one who brought down Jones last play. He's going to head to the sideline, as after an injury, you have to sit out for at least one play. As Bates will more than likely be ready to go back in next play, as he's one of the more competitive guys on this Kapaun team. When he missed the St. James game, and the Crusader D-line definitely felt it, as the St. James running backs They didn't pose a physical force like these Northwest running backs do. They were both short and skinny, but they were pretty quick. But with lacking Bates on the front seven, Crusader defense had trouble bringing those St. James running backs down, and they ended up losing that game 21-7. Here, Northwest has a 3rd and 21. Jones will drop back. He's looking to throw. He's going to throw on the run. He's got a man as he hit him in stride. An impressive throw for Jones as he threw it off of one leg while getting hit, and it was on the money, but the pass was dropped. It'll set up a 4th and 21 for Northwest. 4:52 left to go in the first half. Jones looks like he's going to punt this one away. Kennedy will be back to receive it for the Crusaders. Jones's punt. Kennedy is going to field it at his own 5. He's going to try and make a man miss. He's going to take it up the left sideline. Now he breaks it over the middle. And a good run there from Kennedy as he brings it out just near the 30-yard line, as the Crusaders will take over there. Kapaun offense back onto the field here. Jamino by himself there in the shotgun set. 1st and 10 from their own 30. Jamino will drop back 5 yards. It looks like it's a screen. It is, but it is dropped and almost picked off by Northwest, as Ancio is the intended receiver there. Couldn't come up with it, and Northwest defender almost flew under it. Couldn't make the catch, so it'll be 2nd and 10 now for Kapaun. Jamino takes a snap here. He's looking right. He's going to fire over the middle, and it is overthrown for Cale Curtis over the middle. As now it'll be 3rd and 10 off of another incomplete pass. Crusaders will come back out here more than likely with another passing play. And then the last two haven't connected for a catch. Still had more success in the running game for the Crusaders as running plays have gone for more negative yards than they have positive. Jamino will throw it down the sideline, and it is going to flow out of bounds as Jones was the intended receiver there. So now that will set up a 4th and 10 for Kapaun after 3 incomplete passes. 4:25 left to play in the first half. Kennedy back to punt it away for the Crusaders. Gets the punt off. It's going to drop in front. And it is going to be downed at about the 37, 38-yard line. Score update around the league on this playoff night. In the City League, North trails Derby 56-0 in the second quarter. South trails Lawrence Free State 34-0 in the second quarter. Bishop Carroll leads Valley Center 35-0 in the second quarter. As Carroll, with no surprise there, having no trouble with their first-round opponent. Also not surprising is North and South struggling, against their first-round opponents, as they also had to face top seeds in their respected class divisions. As Derby, potentially one of the best teams in the state, really giving it to the North High Redskins right now. As the ball is out and the Crusaders think they have it, the officials will say the knee was down before the ball came loose. So it'll be 2nd and 3. Stulsatz with another tackle for the Crusaders. Jones hands it off up the middle, and he breaks through the line, and he has only green grass ahead of him as he will trot into the end zone for another Northwest touchdown. Jamar Martin with another rushing touchdown for the Grizzlies. Him and Bolden now have 2 apiece. As Martin bursted through the line of scrimmage, almost untouched, as then he broke through the Kapaun secondary and no one was there to bring him down. Strolls into the end zone. Arndt's PAT is up, and it is good. Northwest now takes a 35-7 lead. 3:44 left to go in the first half. Grizzlies set to kick it off for the 5th time tonight. Arndt's kick is away, and it will go through the end zone once again. Crusaders will have 1st and 10 from their own 20 to start this drive. Crusader offense, after their 2nd play from scrimmage, busting out an 84-yard touchdown. It was fun while it lasted, but the Crusader offense has not found any mojo since then. A lot of 3-and-outs, and the Grizzly defense, credit to them, has kind of figured it out, as they probably assumed they could just walk into this game and stop the Crusader offense without trying. But Crusader offense, a much better offense than the first time we played Northwest, even though they're not showing it here tonight, as Jamino is going to be sacked once again after a fumbled snap. And after that first touchdown, the Grizzly defense has really locked in and not allowed the Kapaun offense to get anything going. 3:20 left to play in the first half. Kapaun has a 2nd and 13 from their own 17. Jamino design run, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield once again. Another sack for Northwest. The 2nd on this drive. It'll be a 3rd and 15 for Kapaun now. Northwest's 5th sack of the night, all in the first half, as there's still 2:40 left to go to play in the first. Jamino is going to roll to his right. He's looking to throw it, and he's not going to be able to get the ball off. The ball comes out, and there is a flag down. Northwest defense did fall on the ball, but let's see what this penalty is. As if it's a holding, Northwest will more than likely decline it. Indeed, it was a holding, and indeed they did decline it. Now Northwest will have 1st and 10 from the Kapaun 11, it looks like. With 2:14 left to play in the first half, they have a chance to put some more points on the board. Jones hands it off to Bolden. And Bolden will be stopped at the 1-yard line, as that same play has gone for a good amount of yards each time, as it is 1st and goal from the 1 now, as that picked up a 1st down. Man in motion. This will probably be a run to the left. A run to the left, and a touchdown for Northwest. Their 6th of the night. They take now a 41-7 lead. Another flag down after the play. The flag is picked up by the white hat, as there is no penalty after the play. Just kidding, it'll be used on the kickoff. Still don't know what the penalty is, however. I'm sure we'll find out soon. Arndt's extra point is money. So now Northwest takes a 42-7 lead, 1:54 left to play in the first half. So if you're feeling sad like I am, good way to cheer you up would be to call Mark Bass at First Impressions. That number at the top right corner of your screen, 619-7444. Mark Bates will make your car smelling great. If you don't think it smells so good and you're feeling upset, just give him a text, give him a call. Mark Bates will help you out over at First Impressions, 619-7444. So that flag at that touchdown looked to be an unsportsmanlike conduct against the Crusaders. As Northwest is going to kick it from the Kapaun 45-yard, or from the Northwest, or Kapaun 45-yard line. Sorry about that. As interesting to see what they do here. If Arndt just bombs it through the end zone again, if they try and do a high kick and try and see if they can get down and pin him inside the 20. Arndt just booms it through the end zone instead, and it will be another touchback. Kapaun will have another 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line once again. This has for sure been a frustrating half for the Kapaun Crusaders, as it looked to be they were going to be competitive in this game after they tied the score at 7 just 5 minutes into the game, then recovered an onside kick. Since the onside kick recovery, there's literally been nothing good that's happened on the Crusaders side of the ball, as they haven't picked up more than 1 first down since then, and the Grizzlies have scored 5 more touchdowns since that moment. Still 1:54 left to play in the first half, so there is some time to get some momentum going into the locker rooms. Jamino's going to pitch it to his right, and the Grizzlies will bring him down in the backfield once again. It'll be a 2nd and 13 for the Crusaders. Just under 1:30 to play in the first half. Crusaders hopefully will try and run this clock down and not give Northwest a chance to get the ball back and put more points on the board. Jamino will keep it himself. He has some room to run down at the right side. but he's going to be hit out of bounds, just crossed the 25-yard line. So it'll be a 3rd and 4 for Kapaun here. Crusaders hurry to get on the ball. 40 seconds left to play in the first half. Jimeno will drop back to pass. He's looking down the field to the right side. And a little miscommunication there, it looked like, between the receivers of Jimeno. I thought that Curtis would keep going or Jones would cut in, but neither happened as that pass falls incomplete once again. 4th and 4 now for Kapaun. 31 seconds left to go in this first half. Kennedy back to punt. This punt is away, and Northwest will let it drop. Now they're going to just fall on it at the 40-yard line. A good move there by the Northwest punt returner, number 25, Malcolm Bell, as instead of letting the ball roll near the 30-yard line, he just falls on it at the 40. Northwest will have 21 seconds to try and go 60 yards and put it in the end zone, or go just 30 yards and try and set up a field goal for Carson Arndt. Jones is going to roll to his right. He's looking to throw. He's got a man, and he will get out of bounds. Zion Jones on the reception there from Reagan Jones. As Northwest picks up a first down and they get out of bounds, it'll stop the clock at 16 seconds left. Northwest not messing around here, looking to put more points on the board before the half. Jones drops back. He's going to keep it, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield. Kapaun's first sack of the night. Northwest will more than likely call a timeout here. As Northwest does indeed take their timeout with 10 seconds left to play here in this first half. And the offense is just right back onto the field. I'm curious about this Northwest offense. They play so fast. And what you see in some fast-paced teams, especially at the high school and college level, what they'll do is they'll set out a play of 4 or 5 plays they like, and they'll just run those right in a row if they keep picking up yards. As Northwest seemed to be doing that in their first 2 drives, as they went 80 yards and 98 yards down the field. They just running play after play, getting right back on the ball after each stop. And it's been successful for them all year, leading them to a number 1 seed here in 5A. And their first round matchup against these Crusaders, already up 35 points, looking to be up more. Jones takes a snap, 5-step drop. It's going to be a screen pass, but it is almost intercepted. George Tralia knocked it away from the intended receiver. Unfortunately for the Crusaders, a roughing the passer will move Northwest up 15 yards. And now Northwest will have a 1st and 10 with 5 seconds left to play in the first half. As they have the ball at the Kapaun 35-yard line, this would be a 52-yard field goal for Carson Arndt. Northwest will take a timeout to talk it over. They will probably do is have Jones try and throw it into the end zone. Jones, with the incredible arm strength that he has, will have no problem getting it there. Jones will be in the shotgun. He's going to drop back. He's going to throw it. They're going to get out of bounds. Do they get it in time? Yes, they do. Only 3 seconds go off the clock there, as instead they just get a couple more yards forward to try and get more in Art's range. This will be a 48-yard field goal for Carson Arndt. With 2 seconds left to play, this will end the first half. The kick is up, and it is just short, no good. Northwest takes a 42-7 lead over the Crusaders into the second half. Welcome back to Northwest High School here. Northwest leads the Kapaun Crusaders 42-7, getting ready to start the second half. First half analysis is Northwest is just a much better football team than the Crusaders. Crusaders having a tough time stopping the Grizzlies on offense. Can't get much going on their side of the ball either, as haven't seen much of any yardage past the first down marker since the first score of the game for the Crusaders, first and only, coming on their second play from scrimmage. Andrew Domino to Logan Woodward, 84-yard touchdown pass. Since then, it has been all Northwest Grizzlies, as they have scored 5 unanswered touchdowns since then. On the bright side, the Crusaders get the ball to start the second half, so maybe they can get things rolling, get some momentum on their side of the ball, and finally look to crack this Northwest defense that's been playing so well since they gave up that first touchdown. And Arndt's kick is away. It is muffed by the Crusaders, and they finally pick it up around the 15-yard line. He will be brought down near the 10-yard line, as the Grizzlies were all over him that time after the muffed return, as Chapman and Kennedy had a little bit of miscommunication on who would pick it up. So the Crusaders will take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. First and 10, Kapaun from their own 13. Jamino will take his first snap from under center here. And this is going to be a screen pass to the left side. He flips it back to Jamino, a flea flicker, and it is intercepted as Crusaders try to start off the second half with a trick play, and it did not work as Northwest snuffed it out, picked off the ball, and they will have 1st and 10 in Kapaun territory at about the 42-yard line. So Jamino swung it out to Jones on the left side. Jones flicked it back to Jamino. Jamino thought he had Kennedy on the left side of the field, but it was picked off by a Grizzly defender. And Reagan Jones will lead his offense back onto the field as a handoff up the middle, and he burst through the line of scrimmage right away. But Stuhlsatz is there to bring him down deep in the secondary before he can get to the end zone. And Northwest picks up a first down on their first play from scrimmage in the second half. 1st and 10 from the 25. Another handoff up the middle to Martin. Martin will keep his legs churning, and he will gain about 6 or 7. So it's 2nd and 4 now here for the Grizzlies from the Kapaun 19-yard line. Jones looking to pass. He's looking end zone. He's got a man wide open over the middle, and that is caught a touchdown for Northwest on their 4th play from scrimmage here in the second half. As Zion Jones, another receiving touchdown for him. He did a nice post route, a little 12-yard, and then run to the post over the middle of the field. And he was wide open. Kapaun secondary was nowhere to be found. Jones strolled into the end zone. And the Reagan Jones, the Zion Jones connection strikes again. But Grizzlies will only get 6 points out of it as Arndt's kick is off the goalpost and does not go in. So the Crusaders hold the Grizzlies at 6 points that possession. Northwest takes a 48-7 lead, 11:01 left to play in the third quarter. So the Grizzlies are set to kick it away to the Crusaders here for already the second time in the third quarter, and we haven't even played a minute yet. And his kick will go through the end zone once again. Kapaun will have 1st and 10 from their own 20. So as this seems to be the last game of the season for the Crusaders, if they cannot mount a tremendous comeback here, this will be the last time these seniors walk on the field for the Crusaders. Throughout the rest of the half, I'll be mixing in stories about each of these seniors. Each one I know personally. Some of them I've known for our whole lives, as we've grown up together and gone to school together all these years. And it's sad to see, from my perspective, sitting in the press box, watching them play their final minutes of high school football. So I'll try and mix in a little something about each of them throughout these next 23 minutes of gameplay. Jamino will swing it over, and a screen pass is incomplete again. And it'll be 2nd and 10, Kapaun from the 20. And it is a running clock. I thought it was. But now the Grizzlies are up 40 points, so the clock will run even on a stoppage of player, incomplete pass. They get out of bounds. Here on this penalty, the clock is still running. Try and speed up the game speed. So the clock is running, coming down 10 minutes left playing the third quarter. A false start there for the Crusaders will push them back a couple, and it'll be 2nd and 15 now for Kapaun. Jamino will be in the shotgun again. It's a bad snap. He will pick it up and be brought down inside of his own 5-yard line. As another loss of yardage for the Crusaders off the rough snap, it'll be 3rd and 25 now for Kapaun from their own 5-yard line. Crusaders will be in the shotgun again. Jamino has 2 receivers on each side of him. He will drop back. He's hit as he throws, and it is picked off, and it will be a pick 6, Northwest. As Northwest puts 6 more on the board off of the pick 6. It is now 54-7 Northwest, as Jamino was absolutely trucked as he threw the ball. As he was getting ready to throw it, the ball came out of his hands wrong, and it just floated through the air. The Northwest defender just coasted right under it and continued to coast on through into the end zone. Aren't on for the PAT. Hopefully he's a little rattled by the last one, banging it off the goalpost. That's Crusaders and 2 men sprinting onto the field to get 11. But this one is through the uprights. Northwest now has a 55-7 lead over the Crusaders. 8:47 left to play in the third quarter. Northwest will be back on the field to kick it off once again here in the third quarter.
They have a commanding 48-point lead over the Crusaders.
Arndt's kick will be fielded at the goal line by the Crusaders. Is going to be taken up the middle, and he will be brought down before he can reach the 20-yard line. So Kapaun will take over 1st and 10 from about the 19-yard line.
First senior I'd like to talk about is number 3, Andrew Chapman. You've seen Chapman throughout the season as a punt returner, kick returner, and also as one of these starting defensive backs for the Crusaders. Chapman's football career got off to a rocky start his last year junior season as he was plagued with injuries throughout the year. His game that he started last year was against Northwest, against that second-place team in 5A that almost beat St. Thomas Aquinas in the state championship game. This year, Chapman came onto the field knowing that he would be the starting cornerback for the Crusaders, and he has played honestly better than I thought he would. Carry there for the Crusaders will go for a couple yards, 2nd and about 9 now. Chapman's made some great open field tackles that he might have not been able to the last couple of years. And it's been good to see as me and him became friends freshman year, as we both played basketball together for these last 3 years. It's good to see him kind of come into his own as a really talented football player. And it's just been nice to see him have a lot of success after he's had injuries over the years that have kept him off being the field. It's been fun to see him play well. He's just a fun guy to be around. I love playing basketball with him. Last year on the JV team, me and 2 other juniors were the only juniors on the team, as there is a flag in the backfield on this play. Me and Andrew really bonded last year on the JV team, and it was a lot of fun. It was just a good time. Me and him and juniors Patrick Diener and Jonas Kane, now seniors with us, we all became very good friends and formed a close bond together that will hopefully hold for a few more years and hopefully into the rest of our lives, as we really bonded over that time playing basketball. And our relationships have continued into the senior year and hopefully will continue into college. Third and 9 here for Kapaun at the 20-yard line. Clock rolling down to 6:20 left to play in the third quarter. Jamino throws it down the field to Kennedy. Kennedy comes up with it. A very impressive grab as he gets it down to the 45-yard line. And they also roughing the passer call on the Grizzlies. So Jamino rolled left there and found Kennedy. Kennedy caught it in double coverage as he was sworn by those 2 Grizzly defenders, went up and got it, pulled it down, and now Kapaun, with their first down of the second half, picks up a big chunk of yards. They will now be at the Northwest 40-yard line after the penalty. So first 10 Crusaders from the Northwest 40. So last thing I'll say about Chapman, kind of sum it up, he's genuinely a really funny guy, just fun to be around, and I'll definitely miss him these next 4 years going into college. Jamino makes a guy miss in the backfield. Another flag on the far side, I think. So an illegal shift will move the Crusaders back a few yards. Now under 5 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Next senior is number 5, Richard Estivo. I've known Richard back into the middle school days. A lot of us would get together back at the old Cessa Stadium in Wichita State, and middle schoolers would all hang out under the stairs because we thought we were super cool. And me and Richard met there, and we've never hung out outside of school like a close friend relationship, but he's always been someone I've respected off the field and on the field. Puts in a ton of work in the weight room. And you can't help but not respect a guy who busts his butt everywhere, everything he does. As a screen pass will go for a couple yards there for the Crusaders. As me and Richard have maintained a friendly relationship through high school. And like I said, I just really respect his work ethic. He comes in. Another thing I'll say, he's a great teammate, a good leader. He's always the first run when the Crusaders run out of the field. All 9 games this year, he's the first one to run out to hype his boys up. He gets there about the 50-yard line, turns around, and starts the jumping pile that they get into at the beginning of the game. It's good to see him get some carries this year after not seeing the field last year, being the backup to Scott Valentes. So that's kind of tough as Scott's now playing football at Columbia. And Shimino will drop back to pass. He's got Kennedy wide open over the middle of the field. Kennedy will get inside the 30-yard line, as that will be another first down for Cape in their second of the drive, as that will move the chains to the 29-yard line of the Grizzlies. So Richard, just his work ethic and his ability to put in extra work off the field, do anything for his team on the field is something I'll always respect of him. Just under 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Cimino's looking to his right. Now he's rolling left. He flings it up. There is a flag, however, as hopefully that will be a pass interference against the Grizzlies and move the Crusaders up a few more yards. Next senior is number 6, Taylor Schonifer. Schonifer, as I said, the first game of the year, really looked like a running back out there. I was interested to see what position he would play this year, as I don't think he's ever really played running back as his position, as last year he didn't see the field much at all. And this year, when Shonka went out, he was getting a significant amount of carries for the Crusaders back there in the backfield. Taylor is just another great guy to be around. He's a great sense of humor. I've known him back into the Magdalene days, back into kindergarten. He's always just been a guy. He keeps it light. He's never upset about anything. He never gets mad at anybody. He's just always really positive and just hilarious and just great to be around. So the Crusaders will be moved up all the way to a 1st and goal to go at about the 5-yard line after a Northwest pass interference there in the secondary. And also in unsportsmanlike conduct on top of that, probably arguing the pass interference call. Cimino's going to roll out to his right away. He's looking in the end zone, cannot find anybody, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield. Another Northwest sack, this time an important one, as the Crusaders looked like they were driving. Northwest will stop it for a moment, as it'll be 2nd and goal now. It looks to be another flag, however. Another unsportsmanlike conduct against Northwest. That's like their 5th of the night. So it'll be 1st and goal now for Capon from the 7-yard line. Next senior will be number 8, Adrian Thorner. Adrian, first year playing football since freshman year. Adrian, another guy I've known back since kindergarten. He's just another guy it's just good to be around, good sense of humor. There's some funny stories to tell about him back in our elementary school days of him doing some funny stuff, but we'll keep it off the air for now. Jamino, does he have his man in the end zone? Touchdown? And yes, it is a touchdown for the Crusaders as Jamino rolls right and finds Curtis right by the right pylon as Curtis gets his foot in, gets the ball across the pylon, and that'll be a touchdown Capon as they will cut the lead 55-13. The Schmitz extra point is up, and it is good. That'll end the third quarter. Going into the fourth quarter, Northwest still has a commanding lead, 55-14. And if you're still looking for something to cheer you up, if you visit Mark Bates' store, First Impressions, at 2620 South Oliver, he will send you a $20 gift card to use there if you give him a call right now and just say, hey, man, my car hasn't been smelling great. I'd like, like for you to clean it up a bit. You say, absolutely, come down to my store. Here's a $20 gift card. All you got to do is contact him. Mark Bates at 619-7444. Charlie Frisch, number 16, is the next senior I'll talk about. Charlie played basketball with me back in third grade. He was pretty good because he was so much bigger than everyone else, but Charlie did not exactly have a ton of passion for the basketball world. His third grade was his last season playing hoops, as he was more passionate about football and wrestling and has carried that into his high school career, as he's been a tremendous football player these last 2 years for the Crusaders. This year becoming the senior defensive captain for Kapaun. Him and Kennedy sharing that role. Kennedy on the offensive side, Charlie on the defensive side. Charlie's another guy. It's been fun to see him have success. He's quiet, he's kind of secluded, and he really, he keeps, to say a cliche phrase, he keeps his circle small. Another onside kick, and this time it is dropped again by Northwest. This Kapaun fall on it once again. I still don't know. It looks like no, because the offense for Northwest just rolled onto the field. Number 16, Mason Ross, junior quarterback for the Grizzlies. They'll take Reagan Jones out for the fourth quarter, as Ross will hand it off up the middle. Ross, 6'3", 210, is the backup quarterback. Would certainly be a starting quarterback for probably every other team in the 5A state. Anyway, what I respect about Frisch is he doesn't try to be what he's not. He doesn't try to be this fake guy at parties or anything. He's just he's always himself, and when he's on the field or on the wrestling ring, he keeps his head down. He puts in his work. Another just really hard worker like Estevo. Frisch puts his head down and gets his work done and does it well, for that matter. And his leadership skills is obviously something that impressed Coach Adelhart as he became the defensive captain this year. Dylan Schaefer, number 17, another senior for the Crusaders. Schaefer getting some looks at receiver this year, which is good to see. Back in middle school, he was kind of a running back for us because, we never threw the ball because, we were 13 years old, so it was kind of hard to. Schaefer's always loved football, and as much as the guys like to make fun of him a little bit, it's been kind of a running gag since middle school to poke on Dylan a little bit, but he never gets upset about it. He always just laughs along with it. It's a part of the joke, and it's good to see him get on the field this year and actually play some meaningful snaps for the Crusaders, as he's another guy who kind of came into his own this year, and it's been good to see him have a lot of success. I wish Dylan the best in the future. Another guy I've known for a long time since Magdalene, another guy that we've had a good friendly relationship with, so Dylan, honestly, all of these guys have tremendous work ethic, and it's good to see them all play a big part in the Crusaders' success this year. As Ross is going to be brought down in the backfield, it'll bring up a fourth down for Northwest. A third down and long. Hunter Shanka, number 23, the next senior. Hunter and me, preschool best friends, kindergarten best friends. He's the guy, other than Jairus, who I've known the longest and have been good friends with the longest. And, maintaining that relationship through high school has been awesome. As a run to the left side will not quite result in a first down. Shanka, another guy last year, who ended up getting some carries when Clayton Perkins got hurt, a senior running back from last year. And Shanka came in and started running up the middle every time with his head down, just trying to run over dudes. And that's always been his mentality since middle school as a running back, is try and outwork and outstrength the other guys. And another guy with big work ethic in the weight room. It was good to see him become the starting running back this year. He's out tonight. He's been out the last couple of games. He's been plagued with injuries all year as well. And it's sad to see that he won't get to play in this game for the Crusaders, but as Northwest takes a timeout here, as they have a 4th and 4 upcoming, 8:30 left to play. That'll actually stop the clock here in the fourth quarter. Shanka, another guy that will have lots of stories to tell, but we'll keep it as he's another guy that you want to be around. And, if you get into a good relationship with him, he's always bringing positive energy and trying to be encouraging, and was no doubt a leader from the beginning of the year for the Crusaders, but as time went on, as he's been injured a lot, he just hasn't seen the field and won't tonight, which is unfortunate because would have liked to see him play in this last game, but I'm sure he's happy with where he's at. He put in all the work, and another guy that I'll always respect for his incredible work ethic. And Ross will have a designed run to the right side. He gets near the first down marker. Crusaders think they have the ball, and they do. And a huge defensive stand for the Crusaders D-line as Northwest was driving the ball once again. And the Crusaders pick up a stop. They will have 1st and 10 from their own 21 with about 8 minutes left to play in the game. Next senior is number 54, Tim Zludicki. Zludicki, the only senior defensive lineman and the only one with any type of varsity experience whatsoever. So a big reason why the O-line has struggled this year, especially in the beginning of the year, is because of just the inexperience that they've had. A lot of underclassmen there with Tim. And Tim's, honestly, he hasn't really complained all year about it. He's another guy that's always positive, like Taylor, never complains, never tries to put blame on anyone else. He always has positive energy, and he's done a nice job, especially throughout the end of the year. We've seen, maybe not tonight because that Northwest defensive front is just huge, but towards the end of the regular season, the Cape and O-line definitely started to play better, and that's definitely in part to Zludicki's leadership, as he's done a nice job of carrying those underclassmen with him to be part of a somewhat decent offensive line towards the end of the year. Zludicki, another good guy with a good sense of humor, and it's been nice to see him have success this year on the offensive line, as he's the guy. Jamino's making some dudes miss now. He makes another man miss, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds just past the 40-yard line. It made like 3 guys miss there in the backfield as he broke through the line of scrimmage. Picks up a 1st down for the Crusaders. That will move the change. 1st and 10 from about the 43 now. Zludicki, just another guy that's nice to see to have success. I think it's definitely in part to his positive personality that he has. Mino will roll out to his left now. He's looking downfield, and now he's just going to try and check it down to the left side, but it falls short of his intended receiver, incomplete. Clock will keep running, about 6:30 left to play in the game. It'll be a 2nd and 10 for Kapaun. Next senior is number 81, Jack Pirtle. Pirtle only saw the field for a couple of plays in the first game before sustaining an injury in practice the next week. Another first-year football player, Pirtle is, and he got hurt first week of practice after the first game, and has been out for the year since then. Jack, another guy I've known through high school from basketball. I've played with him the first 2 years. as Jamino will take the snap and try and make something happen. He's going to burst it out to the right side and will be brought down across the 50. Pirtle's a guy hang out with outside of school a lot. Like to go to the Y and play basketball or go find someone's house that has a hoop in the driveway and get some shots up. Jack's just really honestly a genuinely nice guy. One of the nicest guys you'll meet if you get a chance to talk to him. Another guy with a good sense of humor that puts in a lot of work. He's incredibly athletic, which would be weird to see if you watch him run or just kind of just look at him in general, because it doesn't look like he's a great athlete, but he really is. He's got a lot of bounce. Part of the reason why he was a good basketball player and was hopefully going to be a receiver who could get some snaps for the Crusaders, but did not, unfortunately, this year. Jamino tries and takes it up the middle. Another flag after the play. That'll set up a 4th down for Kapaun. Tempers are starting to flare on the field a little bit as there's 5 minutes left to play in the game. Now, it was unfortunate that Jack didn't really get to see his full football potential this year, but a holding call will move the Crusaders back. It'll be 3rd and long if the Grizzlies accept it. Yes, Jack, just another just nice guy that is just good to be around. He just brings a good positive vibe to any conversation you have, and unfortunately we didn't get to see him on the field that much this year, but it's good to see him. I'm sure he'll have a smart kid. He'll probably do just fine in his life, regardless if he didn't get to play football his senior year or not. 3rd and 13 for Kapaun. He was moved up from the freshman team his freshman year. So the 8th grade was last year we played basketball together. He went off to play tackle football in 4th grade when I was still playing flag, because I was small and scrawny and he was Jarris. And then we played baseball until he decided to quit because it was too boring for him, I guess. But, I mean, as the clock runs down, Crusaders put up a good fight in the 4th quarter as this season will come to a close. Coach's box next to me is emotional. No doubt the players on the sideline are emotional, but for the last time this year, this has been the voice of the Crusaders, Jackson Bezdek, signing off. Good night.